What is up, everybody? We got another mock draft. Sorry I'm uploading this a date later, but I'm going to get right into this one. No delay here. And let's go with the Jaguars pick. I think most of you guys already expected this one. Trevor Lawrence to the Jaguars. Again, there's really nothing else to say other than he's basically a Jaguar already. There's no way the Jaguars don't select him. I can't think of a trade package that's even worth turning him down. Like, he's going to be a generational QB. That's how good he is. He is having current surgery, so he'll be out for a while, but I don't think that affects his draft stock at all. At number 2, we got a really interesting pick. I'm going Zach Wilson at QB. I've been going Zach Wilson at quarterback to the Jets for a very long time now. I do think they're going to get rid of Sam Darnold. They said they're not going to be exploring the market for Sam Darnold until they've done their QB evaluation process. And at the end of that, I think they're going to come out with a result of them wanting to take Zach Wilson. I think he's clearly the second best quarterback in this draft, and he would be the number one quarterback if there wasn't a Trevor Lawrence. At number 3, I'm switching this pick up a little bit from last time. I'm going to Devonta Smith, Alabama wide receiver, the Heisman winner. What I used to do is I used to maybe go Sewell here and then pick up a wide receiver later. But now this time I'm going to go with maybe a more sure guy than Sewell and take the potential generational wide receiver talent, really help out Tua there, and then maybe take offensive tackle at 18. You guys will see what I do there at 18 later in this video. But I think Smith is a fantastic option here. He can do so much for your team. He can play inside, outside. He can cover slants. He's a really great wide receiver. And now at number 4 for the Atlanta Falcons, I'm sticking with quarterback. I still have moved off it. I'm going Justin Fields again. I've seen people go Trey Lance here, a few people. I don't really agree with that. I think Justin Fields is definitely the third best quarterback in this draft. I think the Falcons really got to go QB. Matt Ryan's going to be done soon, and I can't see them getting this high of a pick in the near future. I don't know how they got the 4th pick. They seem like a much better team than what they finished record-wise. So I think you got to go quarterback here. You're not going to get a better QB in the future based off of drafts. So I really think Justin Fields is the pick here. At number 5, I'm giving Joe Burrow some massive protection here. I'm going Penei Sewell, the best offensive lineman in this draft class. He's a super young kid. I believe he's either 19 or 20. He's super young. He's got so much potential. His floor is a little bit lower than you would like it to be, but his ceiling as an athletic offensive tackle is just so flippin' high. I can't explain how good he could be, but I'd rather go with the generational offensive tackle than a guy like Ja'Marr Chase, because offensive line is definitely a need over wide receiver at this point in the draft, and I just don't see the need to pass up the guy like Sewell. At number 6 for the Eagles, they're getting kind of a little bit of a steal in my opinion here. We're going Ja'Marr Chase. Usually I have him going top 5, but I have him slipping out one pick here. He's another incredible receiver who is actually better than Justin Jefferson at LSU. I kind of doubt he lives up to Justin Jefferson's rookie season this year, but hey, sky's the limit for this player. He's really good. It would be nice if he would have went with Joe Burrow, but I haven't taken Sewell. But he's still got a decent young quarterback in Jalen Hurts. For the Lions, I'm still sticking wide receiver. I'm going Jalen Waddle. It would make no sense, in my opinion, to take a guy like Trey Lance here. This team's going to have our top pick in the next year. Next year, you can take a quarterback, or if you don't really like the QB prospects that year, you can keep Goff and then go another year with him and, just keep building up stuff around the quarterback, because you can take a QB next year and unload Goff's contract. I think that's a perfect situation for the Lions. At pick 8 for the Panthers, I'm going Trey Lance. They definitely need a new young quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater just isn't it. That Panthers team has got a nice young core surrounded by guys like Jeremy Chin, Christian McCaffrey's in his prime, DJ Moore. They got a great receiving staff. Of course, I think he plays one more season behind Teddy Bridgewater, but if he can develop to the right QB, he could be just like another smaller Josh Allen. Who knows? He's a great quarterback in my opinion. He's the 4th best QB in this draft, and I think he'd be a great pick at 8. At number 9, I'm going Patrick Surtain to the Broncos. They desperately need cornerback help. They just released one of their top corners who's an ex-Pro Bowler. They definitely need help there, especially on the defensive end. You got Von Miller, hopefully returning for them next year. I really think that offense is coming together. You still need a quarterback there, but in no way is Mac Jones worth the 9th overall pick. If you really want Mac Jones, you should be trading back to the mid-first round, because he is definitely not in extreme value here at 9, so I think they go cornerback. At number 10, we got another team that kind of needs that cornerback spot. We're going Caleb Farley. He's another really great corner in this draft class. I'm pretty happy about this spot if I'm the Cowboys. In my opinion, either go offensive tackle or cornerback here. For this draft, I'm going cornerback, and I primarily go cornerback. I think if Farley and Diggs develop as planned, they could become maybe one of the best cornerback duos in the league, but that's kind of far-fetched. But hey, it definitely could happen if they develop to great players. At number 11 for the Giants, I'm going Kyle Pitts. There has been rumors that they could be taking him and then trading a guy like Evan Engram. I don't think that's too bad of a plan. Usually, I probably wouldn't be taking Kyle Pitts here because of other positional needs, but I think it definitely could be a good pick if you do something like that. Get some value off Evan Engram. I don't know what you trade him for, but I think you get a good amount in return because he was just a Pro Bowl tight end. So we'll see what you get there. And Kyle Pitts, he can play a spot like a wide receiver also on the outside. I think he's a great pick. For the 49ers, I'm going Kwity Paye. I'm giving them some more edge help. Their defense massively struggled, so it really gives me worries if some of their top dogs on defense are out that they'll continue to play like that. I do think this is a really tough pick for them, and if there was trades available in this app I was doing, I probably would have traded it because there's just nothing at an extreme value here at 12 for them. I don't really like this pick at all. On draft night, I think they'll trade it if it looks like this, but if they do keep it, I think it should be Kwity Paye. At number 13, this is a massive dub for the Chargers. Rashawn Slater, I think he fell a little bit in this mock draft. Sometimes I have him going top 10 at number 10 to the Cowboys because he's worth it there. The Cowboys don't need it as much as cornerback, but he's worth it. He has the chance to be a generational offensive lineman. Also, this massively helps the Chargers and Justin Herbert, who ranked 32nd dead last in offensive line last year. He could make them a lot better throughout the future also and just really help out Justin Herbert. Now the Vikings, I'm also going offensive tackle for them. I'm going Samuel Cosmi. They definitely still need some offensive line help. Their offensive line is about average in league, I would say. I don't know what their exact rank is. I'm pretty sure it'd be around 14 to 16 range. But hey, it doesn't hurt to add on to it. I would either go edge or offensive tackle here. I think you go offensive tackle based off of who's on the board, and it's definitely still a need. This team is still developing. Some of their pieces are getting older, but this team could make a run for the playoffs. At number 15 for the Patriots, I'm drafting Rashad Bateman. I'm finally getting some more wide receiver talent back in Bill Belichick's hands. They were absolutely atrocious catching the ball last year. Cam Newton wasn't the best QB, but who was he throwing to? He had nobody to throw to. They had no talent on that wide receiver staff, seemingly. They had to have ranked dead last. They were so bad. You got to add talent there. If Kyle Pitts was here, I would definitely take him. But no, I have him going at 11. Rashad Bateman, it's a must right now. He's a fantastic wide receiver. Pick him up. At 16, some people have probably been yelling at the screen because I haven't taken a dude like this yet. Micah Parsons. He definitely fell in this mock. I really didn't see any other spots where he'd be an absolute priority to go there. I'm taking him here, though, for the Cardinals. This is an absolute steal, in my opinion. Next mock draft, definitely expect me to pick him higher, but mock drafts have to change, in my opinion. I don't want to put up the same mock draft every week, even though this still is kind of realistic because he definitely could slip, but this is a phenomenal pick if the Cardinals get him. At number 17, I'm going Joseph Ossai, edge rusher for the Raiders. They still need to add on to that defense. I'm actually a pretty big fan of their offense. I think Derek Carr is the guy for now. I don't think Marcus Mariota has impressed me enough to where he should deserve the starting role over Derek Carr. I think this team is definitely competing for a playoff spot still. A lot of developing young pieces and guys like Josh Jacobs. I'm excited to see this team play. I'm a massive Darren Waller fan. I think he's going to be one of the best tight ends in the league again next year. I'm just super excited to see this team play. And now back to what I was talking about earlier in the video. I'm going Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle. Here's the offensive tackle that I prefer at number 18 for them. I kind of like it where I go wide receiver and then offensive tackle, but it still does make sense to go offensive tackle and wide receiver in the draft for them. They got a lot of options this year, and I really think you got to improve that offense. That defense is absolutely elite. They're winning games because of it. Now you got to start winning games because of your offense. At number 19 for the Washington football team, I'm going Terrace Marshall Jr. I'm actually a massive fan of Heineke. I think he definitely could be a great starting quarterback. What I saw from him in the playoffs and all the games that he played, I was absolutely stunned with how good he is. I don't know how he wasn't getting more playing time over guys like Haskins and Smith. but he definitely deserved that contract in my opinion. Yes, it's risky, but all of a sudden he turns out to be a great quarterback, like out of the blow, like somebody like Patrick Mahomes kind of had. It's going to be a phenomenal sign. This franchise is going to benefit off it tremendously. For the Bears, I am going quarterback. Sometimes I usually keep it off a quarterback here, but I'm going Mac Jones to the Bears. Wentz is off the board. Wentz was kind of close to going to the Bears. There's a lot of rumors saying that the deal is almost done. But then, no, Wentz goes to the Colts. That's why I don't have the Colts picking him up or trading up for him because they got Wentz. But Mac Jones to the Bears, I think this is a good pick. I think he's going to be fighting against Trubisky for games, and we'll see who wins the training camp battle. At 21 for the Colts, I'm going with kind of a reach here. He's definitely a lower prospect on the board, but I think you got to go wide receiver, Kadarius Toney right here. A lot of their wide receiver options are getting older. You got Michael Pittman Jr., who's coming in fresh blood. You got to get some young guy next to him, in my opinion. Carson Wentz, he's going to need a lot of help to become, the QB he once was. The Eagles didn't really provide support for him, but the Colts have a lot of that. So if they can continue to build a good foundation around him, who knows, maybe he could return to his old self. At number 22 for the Titans, I'm going Gregory Rousseau. Some more edge help for them. The offense is really good in my opinion. You got to work on the defense still. It's been a problem. Of course, their defense isn't really bad by any means, but if they want to contend for a championship against teams like the Bills and Chiefs, you got to make that defense better. You got Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill on the offense. That duo is going to be solidified for another few years, in my opinion, and they're going to be playing at a high level for a while. So add to that defense. At 23 to the Jets, I'm going J.C. Horn, some cornerback help. I would like to keep this pick on the offense, but I'm saying share the love here with the picks. You can go offense in the second round. I'm pretty sure they have a second round pick, but I think this is a good pickup. There wasn't too many offensive weapons that I saw that I really liked. So if I could have traded this pick, I probably would have, because honestly, I probably still want to go offense, but I think defense still needed. At number 24 for the Steelers, I'm going Najee Harris. Usually, I don't like taking running backs extremely high, but when you have a team that's the Steelers and needs a running back, you got to take them. I made a really bad move in a few mocks past. I believe I took Najee Harris at 18 to the Dolphins. I don't think I'll ever do that again. I don't know why I took him that high, because running backs truly aren't as valuable as people think they are. Like, look at all the last Super Bowl winners. They never had an elite star running back go over for like 20 yards in the Super Bowl. For the Jaguars, I'm going offensive tackle Jalen Mayfield. Just really keep giving Trevor Lawrence support. It's not the it's like not the biggest need, but I think if you build talent around Trevor Lawrence, that's going to be the best thing to do. I love building talent around young QBs. If I were GM, I would do it 100%. If you build talent around these young QBs, it's just going to make them, adjust the NFL better. And all of a sudden, Jalen Mayfield turns to be a stud, and Trevor Lawrence can be that much better throughout his career. At 26 for the Browns, I'm going Jalen Phillips, edge rusher. This is also a team that has a developing defense and a very young offense. I think when OBJ returns next year, that's basically like their draft edition, even though OBJ is definitely going to be better than a lot of wide receiver draft prospects. But I think that offense is set for now. Definitely continue to add to that defense. I like the defensive line. I just think you got to improve the edge more, and of course the secondary is going to need some improvement in the future, but I really like this pick right here. At number 27 for the Ravens, I'm going Elijah Vera Tucker. I think inside offensive linemen are needed for this team. Continue to help Lamar Jackson. Of course, I would love to take a wide receiver here for them, but there's just not many valuable options on the board. I really think it'd be more valuable to wait to round 2 to take a wide receiver at this point, because if you want to look down the prospects list right now, you're not going to find another wide receiver for a while. You need to wait till the second round, in my opinion, to take another one. At number 28 for the Saints, I'm going Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I really don't say dude's name. Sorry about that. He's a linebacker for the Saints. This team is really going to be hitting a massive rebuild. Seems like they're going to have to drop a lot of players, and defense is always something you got to try to keep. So I think drafting defense here would be beneficial to them, because there's no way in the world you let go of guys like Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara on the offensive side. So your offense will always be solid with those two guys. So continue to add to that defense. At number 29 for the Packers, I'm going Asante Samuel Jr. It's pretty obvious that Kevin King is not a viable option. he absolutely sold the Packers in the NFC Championship. I believe he got burnt for 2 or 3 touchdowns. That was absolutely atrocious for Packer fans, including me, because yes, I'm a Packers fan. I would love to go cornerback here. They've been doing some alleged work on Asante Samuel Jr. also, so they already have interest in him, which is a good sign. I did go down the prospect board a little bit for him, but I think this is a good pick. For the Bills at 30, I'm going linebacker Xavier Collins. This is another team. I think there's gonna be a rivalry between the Chiefs and the Bills for the next few years. I really think this team's gonna be in the AFC Championship again, based off of how the teams are looking right now. And even if a massive change happens to a team like the Browns, I still can't see them beating out a team like the Bills with how good their roster looks right now. But this is going to be a good matchup in the AFC for a long time to come. And adding in a guy like Xavier Collins is really beneficial in my opinion, because you got to improve that defense still, even though it's pretty good. And now the Super Bowl losers, the Chiefs. I'm going Tevin Jenkins. After watching that Super Bowl with Eric Fisher out, you need to add offensive linemen. I can't trust them without Eric Fisher now, and I don't think the Chiefs organization will trust them without Eric Fisher unless you add more talent. Of course, they go get somebody in free agency, but I think the best option is just to draft him straight up right here, a young guy with a lot of potential, especially at a spot where it's not absolutely needed, but based off of what happened in the Super Bowl, I think you got to assess it. And with the last pick in this mock draft, I'm going Azeez Elijahwari. I'm really not going to be able to say that dude's name ever, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all the views. If you guys could please leave a like and subscribe in these videos, that'd be amazing, because these truly do take a really long time. Even though I like doing it a lot, it's sometimes going to be stressful because of how long it takes. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.